Hello everyone, I'm Rodney from 3dgameman.com, and today I'm looking at the Tesoro Excalibur gaming keyboard, and this is an illuminated keyboard. We'll go into more details in just a minute. It comes in this wonderful looking box, very colorful, lots of pictures as well as features and specifications about the product on it. Now let's open it up and see what's inside. The keyboard is packaged very well, comes in this bubble wrap bag, and the cord is also in its own bag. No user's manual though, or software included, but you can download it from their website. But they do include this brochure. You can see they have all kinds of other products. Let's first go through the features and specifications, and then I'll have a closer look at the keyboard. Now, as I already mentioned, this is a mechanical keyboard, but it doesn't come with Cherry MX switches, rather KL switches. Is that a big deal? Not so much. KL switches are still gaming grade and they will last very long. They're saying around 50 million keystrokes. That's a very long time. Probably a lot longer than you will have the keyboard. You know, you probably get another keyboard before this thing wears out. Now there are 4 different types of KL switches that this keyboard comes in. I'll go through the different switches a little later on and, you know, highlight the difference between all of them. But this one comes in blue, brown, black, and red, and thankfully it comes in my preference, which is brown. They are super, super quiet. Now let's go through the different Cherry MX mechanical keyboard switches. I'll first start off with black. Black switches are excellent for gaming, but they're not so great for typing. They have no tactile bump or audible click. Now red switches are the same as black, but with less resistance. Brown switches are the best overall. They're great for gaming and for typing. They have a tactile bump, but no audible click. The blue switches are superb for typing. They have a tactile bump and audible click. Green switches are the same as blue, but has a much stiffer spring. And finally, clear switches, well, they're similar to brown, but has a much stiffer spring and a more noticeable tactile bump. Now this keyboard comes with a number of different functions that you can enable on the fly. Like for example, switchable USB G N key, which you can enable by function, and this key, as well as full N key rollover. Also, you can enable a game mode right on the fly. That's that button right here, game mode and PC. You can switch between the two. There are 5 different profile levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there you go. As well, 5 different backlight options, which you can increase or decrease. I'll show you that a little later on, but it makes it pretty handy to have it right on the keyboard very quick to get to. Plus, it comes with 512 KB of onboard memory, fully programmable keys on this keyboard. By the way, the 5 profiles, well, you can have up to 300 macro keys. Pretty darn impressive. 2,000 macro key presses per profile available. Just crazy. A sync button function, plus the polling rate on this is 1,000. Now I'll go over some other features on this a little later on when we get into, you know, having a closer look at it. And what would any keyboard be without the multimedia keys? You have the standard ones: mute, increase and decrease volume, play, pause, skip next, and back. A Windows key right here on the left, and the space bar is their name. Break the rules stamped right here. Your standard clustering of keys. You have your arrow keys right here, their name at the top right, plus their logo, as well as, you know, the caps lock, scrolls lock, number lock, which, by the way, all lights up. All of it does. All of the keys, which I'll show you in just a minute, and it does look quite nice. And again, as I mentioned before, you have 5 different levels for the lighting. Now, as for looks, if you like simple, you'll love this keyboard because there's nothing fancy about it, but it is a full-featured keyboard. I mean, it even comes with a number pad, so you're really not losing anything. Maybe, okay, you don't have a fancy palm rest and it doesn't look, you know, super cool or anything, but it does do what it's supposed to do, and that's be a really good gaming keyboard. And it is mechanical. It comes with a nice long cord. On the bottom, you've got 4 feet. These are rubber, and they're quality. they will really adhere and stick to the surface that the keyboard is on. Okay, let's have a closer look at the feet. As you can see, they are large and rubbery, so the keyboard isn't going anywhere. Very, very important for a gaming keyboard. I mean, imagine you bought a gaming keyboard and, well, you put it on the surface and it's sliding all over the place. That's not going to work. If you like your keyboard tilted, like I do, well, no problem. They do include one level of tilt here, and thankfully these feet do come with quality rubber as well. Okay, so let's go through the different backlight levels. You've got this one with all the keys lit up, a little brighter, plus you've got this little gaming mode option here, and this one. Okay, so let's have a closer look at the software. And by the way, I did download this from their website along with a firmware update, which you should do. At the top, you can see that there's a PC mode and a bunch of gaming modes. You've got the different profiles. Select one and then select the key, and away you go. If you want to reset things, no problem. You've got a reset button here on the right. So once I've selected a button here, you can see that it brings up a whole bunch of options. Let me just reset it. You see this? It's grayed out. It's not grayed out. You've got it available now. Macro settings, well, you've got lots of settings for macro. Key assignment, pretty standard stuff. You can launch a program, you can disable it, or you can set everything to default if you want to. This is pretty neat. It's called Sync Program, and what it does do is switch to profile when launching the below program. So you can select a program, it will sync. Pretty darn neat. As well, export, import, okay, cancel, and apply. At the bottom right, just some information about really their own stuff, like their website and their social feeds. Minimized, you can close it down if you want to, the program completely, or if you click on the question mark, just will go to their website about some more information and help on the product. But overall, software is pretty easy to use and very powerful. Now, I think this is a beautiful, very simple, elegant keyboard that will be perfect for LAN parties. It's a mechanical keyboard. I know it doesn't come with Cherry MX switches, rather Kale switches. You know, it's kind of one of these things you have to weigh. If you want to spend a few extra bucks, go with a manufacturer that will have the Cherry MX switches. Otherwise, you can save a few bucks and really have similar performance, you know, on a keyboard like this. Without a doubt, this is a kick-ass product. Until next time, take care.